Well, two men accused of taking part in a jewelry store robbery and a double murder made an appearance in court today. 19-year-old Trevor Wheeler pleaded not guilty to taking part in that robbery at Amon's Jewelers in La Palmera Mall last March. Wheeler and several other men are also accused of killing Arturo Lopez and his wife Miriam in their Corpus Christi home just a few days later. He is in the Nueces County Jail facing capital murder charges for that crime. He has already pleaded not guilty in that case. And then this afternoon, Robert Angel Lopez Jr. pleaded not guilty for those same crimes. That's according to his attorney. There have been no trial dates set for either man. Trial dates have, like I just said, not been set, but we of course will let you know when those are.